Fabric strength. Fabric strength may be considered under three headings, namely resistance to tensile force, resistance to bursting force, and resistance to tearing force. Depending on the type of fabric and its end use, the strength properties of a fabric will be measured in one, two, all these three modes. Tensile strength and breaking elongation. The tensile strength of a fabric represents its resistance to tensile force and is used for both quality control and as a performance test. Breaking strength tests are used mainly for woven fabrics and to a small extent for non-woven fabrics. A tensile testing machine is shown in the figure. Two types of fabric strength tests are commonly used: Reveled strip and grab methods. Breaking strength and breaking elongation can be obtained either from the local elongation curves or directly read. 5 samples, each of the dimensions in millimeter, are cut from the fabric in the warp and weft directions. In the case of raveled samples, the strip is unraveled from the side to reduce its width. The average breaking load and breaking elongation are reported along with the type of tests and gauge length used. Bursting strength test. In several applications like socks, nets, parachutes, etc., the fabric is stressed in all directions. A bursting strength test simulates this situation and provides useful data for such applications. A knitted sample distorts under a tensile test, and therefore a bursting strength test is appropriate for such fabrics. A bursting strength tester is shown in figure. This apparatus has a chamber of oil which is used to apply pressure to the sample. A sample of the fabric is clamped across an aperture of a few centimeter diameters and subjected to pressure on one face by means of a rubber diaphragm. The fabric is deformed in all directions until it bursts, and the stress at which this occurs is known as the bursting pressure of the fabric. Tear strength and tear energy. The tear strength of a fabric refers to the resistance offered to a tearing force. Resistance to tearing is of importance in fabrics used for shirting and other apparel fabrics, and in technical fabrics such as those used for parachutes. The Elmendorf type of tear tester shown in figure is extensively used for measuring tear resistance. It employs a pendulum to apply energy sufficient to tear through a fixed length of the fabric. The tear is of a tongue type and is made using the cutter knife provided with the instrument. The sample is clamped. The pendulum is brought to the raised position and then allowed to swing under the force of gravity. In this experiment, 5 warp and 5 weft samples are subjected to the tear test. The work done on the specimen is the difference between the initial potential energy and the sum of the remaining kinetic and potential energies at the completion of the tear.